Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We are This is a series by Markoknow. We are humans of startup, and I would just like to introduce you a little to our audiences. So, Gurmeet sir is the founder of Flax, a startup promoting healthy living and lifestyle. He has been leading the vision and growth of one of the first and fastest growing health food brands in India since 2017. He has over 15 years of experience in hospitality and has launched and managed several successful brands across diverse industries such as fine dining, nightlife, and music production. He has been recognized as one of the top 40 under 40 in the well-being sector, one of the top 10 startups in 2023, and one of the 20 most innovative leaders by prestigious publications. So, with so many achievements bagged, Markono is really glad to learn and share your insights with its community. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this interview. And we will just start by asking some basic questions that would help the community get a more practical insight on you, your company, the startup, and the industry as well.
Right.
So, is there anything you would like to say, sir, before we
Right.
begin?
Firstly, thank you for acknowledging me with all the allocates that you just spoke about right now. And I'm glad to be on this platform to share my experience, my knowledge of so far what I've gained and learned in this industry. Yeah. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, sir. So, like, I could see from all your achievements, from the history of startups that you've been a part of, that you've been a founder of a lot of organizations. So, what was the story of your first venture, and how did you start with your first venture? How did you get into this line of establishing so many successful startups?
Yes. How I could explain my journey in a very short time would be that I took life as it came to me in terms of opportunities, right? And whatever I felt right at that time that I wanted to do this, and I connected that with my passion, and I tried to execute it, and I saw results in that. So earlier, my earlier days were with music production. I used to be a music producer. I made an album with Universal Music India, and I was sought out to be one of those pop stars coming across, and that was my journey laid out at that time with Universal Music. But little did I know that business was waiting for me, and I had to learn business on my own. And I didn't go to business school. I mean, I did do my BMS, which is Business Management Studies, but I also studied music because that was my passion, and I wanted to learn music. And it is very strange, and it's very interesting to know that that from music, when my DJing career and my music career was going okay, my nightclub venture, which I was DJing at, was shutting down. So I went up to them and saying, listen, if you're shutting down, it's okay. Let me take over the business and let me see what I can do with this. And, I'll be DJing in my own nightclub. That was my first idea. But sitting with them, understanding the business, and I realized that it's not just a nightclub. It just looks glossy from the outside that it's a night industry, but eventually it's a full-blown business that requires numbers, requires knowledge, requires skills to lead people, requires knowledge of costing, of experience, of inventory, and so many other things that a business requires, operations and HR. So that was my first stepping stone when I took over the nightclub to DJ, and I became a partner there, and that's when I started learning the business of nightlife. And I think once you learn a business of a particular industry and you know how business works, you can apply the same fundamentals in anything that you do in life. So from there onwards, nightlife journey started to restaurants to bars, and from bars started a healthy food business uh, where because I was living such a erratic lifestyle where I was sleeping late, I was waking up late, and that was giving me my body was not adapting to that really well, and I was advised to have fresh juices and fresh salad. And that time, back in 2016 or 15, there were no healthy options available that time. So I thought, why not? I needed create it for myself. and I made that for myself. And that was the journey where of Flax when I started. Like it was a birth of Flax, and that's when I realized the market is empty and there's a vacuum here, and that and there and rest is history. I became a morning person. I studied nutrition after that. I learned the business on the go with Flax, and here am I with the little achievements that we've done.
Yes, so that is really such an interesting and also sort of unexpected journey.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wouldn't expect that.
yeah.
So we know that businesses and startups demand a lot of your time and attention. So how tough is it being a founder, and how do you try to balance your life being a founder?
Being a founder, I never put this tag on me, or I never thought that this is something I want to carry on my shoulders. But I realized that once you start your own business, you become the founder, you become the CEO, you become the marketing head, you become the operations head, you become every damn head that you can think of in the initial stages. I don't recommend that this should go on forever, but initially you have to learn everything on your own. And I call it a roller coaster ride. Like, it's a roller coaster ride. You will see amazing highs, you'll see amazing lows. Not amazing, but you'll see lows. um, in a way, you learn from every curve. You learn from the high, you learn from the low. And I think that is the beauty of entrepreneurship, that you learn with every movement on that curve.
Yes, sir, I even agree with you. Yes, sir. As we know that with achievements, there are also challenges involved in entrepreneurship. So, as we know, running a startup is a challenging job. You have to take so many decisions every day. So, has there been a decision that you had to make that was really tough, and how did you reach the solution for this?
There are many of these points in life where you come up and life is standing in front of you with some decisions that you have to make, which are really really tough. Some of them are choosing the right team members. Sometimes where there's movement in the head of departments, where you're not able to align your vision with them, and they think something else and they actually try to move out of the company. That's one of them. Sometimes uh, decisions about, when they were about pricing, about understanding where to put uh, your product in the market rightly. You would understand also how to stay up in the game. Like today, after 6.5 years, I am seeing that a lot of people are trying to copy that what we are doing, which is totally fine. I'm really happy because that pushes me even further to jump the envelope and to do something different that they cannot think of. So there are these decisions that you always keep making, but you'll always have to learn from them, try and test in that calculated manner where you will not damage the business with your decision.